welcome to the 2025 edition of the Connect Western Best Brains CWBB, which is proudly powered by Best Brain Publication Limited and sponsored by Dex Technology Limited. Our supporters are Kwanzaa Motors, Keep It Fresh Cold Store, Sweet Endings, Queen's Crafts and more, HM Hotel, Cars Company Limited, First Samuel Enterprise. Our partners, the Ghana Education Service, Ghana Secondary Technical School, and Isaiah Fashion. My name is Albert Ababio. Today we have 3 schools competing and seeking to qualify to the semi-final. We have Western Command Basic School, St. Anthony of Padua Catholic JHS, and Domama DA Basic School. My name is Albert Ababio, the quiz master. We'll go over to the schools and have the contestants introduce themselves. To my immediate left is Western Command Basic School, represented by
Mensa Obi Silvana. Final year.
Sam Paul Kwame, final year.
Silvana and Paul. I wish you all the best. St. Anthony of Padua Catholic JHS, they are former winners. In fact, they did it back to back, the first and second editions. They are here for the 5th edition and are represented by
Kolonzi Abuafu.
Johanna Patti Olsen, Basic 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Johanna, last year we met here. I wish you all the best. From Domama DA Basic School, we have
Rigor Baku, final year.
Ibrahim Osman, final year.
Ibrahim and Greg. You are also very welcome. Contestants, I wish you all the best. You are very familiar with the competition. However, let me go through what we'll be doing today. In round 1, you would have questions in English language and social studies. Round 2, science. Round 3, mathematics. And then the Best Brain Publication Power Round is dedicated to questions, current affairs, and general knowledge questions. We'll start with round 1. I'll go through specific rules as we go along. In round 1, you have 1 attempt only to answer a question. All questions, unless otherwise stated, should be answered within 10 seconds. If you answer a bonus question correctly, you get 1 point. For a major question, you get 3 points. For a toss-in question at the first attempt, 4 points. Second attempt, 3 points. Third attempt, 2 points. If you ring for a bonus and you get it wrong, you will deduct a point from your accumulated points. Same for a toss-in question. I wish you all the best. I will start with Western Command Basic School. A preamble to all schools. Complete the following proverbs. Complete the following proverbs. Western Command Basic School. A bird in hand
It's worth more than 2 in the bush.
is worth 2 in the bush. It's worth 2 in the bush. No more than 2, but I'll give you the mark. St. Anthony of Padua Catholic JHS. When in Rome,
Do what Romans do.
that is correct. Domama DA Basic School. All that glitters
It's not good.
is not gold, is correct. For the second set, a preamble. Give a word to refer to the small quantity of the following. Did you get a preamble? Give a word to refer to the small quantity of the following. Western Command Basic School. Sand.
Dust.
No. For a bonus. Domama.
Concrete.
No. The correct answer is a grain. A grain. Your main question, St. Anthony of Padua. Hair. Hair.
Strand.
A strand is correct. Domama DA Basic School. Color. Color.
Tint.
A tint is correct. For the next 3 questions, you will battle for it because it will be read to all schools simultaneously. For emphasis, let me hear the sound of your bells. Domama, St. Anthony of Padua, and then Western Command Basic. Great. For the next two, the same preamble. Preamble. For reference, where would you find the following? A life story. So that has gone unanswered. Biography. A collection of maps. St. Anthony of Padua.
Atlas.
That is correct. For 4 points. The final tossing question. Arrange the adjectives in the sentence in the right order. So I'll give you the adjectives and then I'll give you the sentence. Did you get it? So the adjectives. Beautiful, large, tropical, lush. The sentence. What a dash garden. What a dash garden. St. Anthony of Padua.
What a beautiful, large, tropical, lush garden.
No. Domama DA Basic School.
What a beautiful, tropical, lush garden.
That is incorrect. The correct answer. What a beautiful, large, lush, tropical garden. So, we move on to social studies. I will start with you once again. Western Command Basic. Huge waves caused by either an underground earthquake or volcanic eruption has a name. What name is that?
Hurricane.
That is incorrect. St. Anthony of Padua.
A tsunami.
A tsunami is correct. Anthony of Padua. Tsunamis, earthquakes, and mudslides are all classified under what?
Natural disasters.
That is correct. Domama DA Basic School. The opening of the Earth's crust where molten material.
Volcanic eruption.
That is correct. Western Command Basic. Under the emotional changes in adolescents, the practice of doing things they do not know without thinking of its consequences is termed
Curiosity.
into the microphone.
Curiosity.
That is correct. Anthony of Padua. Under which domain of changes in adolescents would you consider shyness?
Emotional changes.
That is correct. Domama DA Basic School. In the study of the adolescent reproductive health, poor parental care, broken homes, and peer group influence come under
Irresponsible adolescent behavior.
That is correct. So causes of irresponsible adolescent behavior, I'll give you the mark. The next set. An attempt, Western Command Basic, an attempt by a group of people to transfer the norms, values, and general cultural practices to its younger generations is termed
Socialization.
That is correct. Anthony of Padua, talking about the agencies of socialization, which one is the first to enculturate the child?
The parent or the family.
I will give you the mark. Domama DA Basic School. In the socialization process, the communication networks are termed as
Norms.
no, for a bonus. Anthony of Padua.
Mass media.
Mass media is correct. 3 tossing questions, and then we end round 1. First one. What is the name given to a natural phenomenon that causes great damages to lives and property?
Natural disaster.
Next time, please let me call you before. That is correct. The second one. The overflow of water. St. Anthony of Padua.
Flood.
Flood is correct. So the overflow of water that covers the earth is termed, and then he gave the answer. In the world, where can we find the hottest desert?
Africa.
That is correct. And that brings us to the end of round 1.
Best Brain Publication is an educational publishing firm with an in-depth knowledge in the new standard-based curriculum. We deliver quality content by investing in authorial skills and editorial refinement. Our team of experts have meticulously developed books in all subject areas.
Yes, I did it! Juju, how did you do it? I used the best way book to connect the computer. Oh, that's my boy!
All our books rest on 6 broad core skills: creativity and imagination, student leadership, citizenship, critical thinking and problem solving, digital literacy, collaboration and communication. For preschool, we have literacy, numeracy, phonics and writing. For kindergarten, we have literacy, numeracy, our world and our people, creative arts, phonics, writing and picture reading. For basic 1 to 6, we have mathematics, science, English, our world and our people, computing, history, religious and moral education, creative arts, Asante Tree and Equiapim Tree. For basic 7, 8 and 9, we have mathematics, science, religious and moral education, social studies, creative arts, career technology and computing. And we also have questions and answers for all subjects. We have provided links and QR codes under the various topics in our books to link to the world and find out what other people are also learning. Contact us on 0507 200 200. Best Brain Publication. Tomorrow's education today.
Welcome back from the commercial break. You are still watching the Connect Western Best Brain CWBB 2025 edition, which is powered by Best Brain Publication Limited. Best Brain Publication Limited is a leading publishing company in Ghana. They have the best books on the market as of now. Best Brain's books are approved by NACA. All books are rated 5-star or A1. Books are at the heart of your school, so go for quality books from Best Brain Publication Limited. Products of Best Brain Publication Limited are as follows. For basic 1 to 6, there are textbooks for mathematics, science, English language, our world, our people, computing, creative arts, history, religious and moral education, French, Asante Tree, Equiapim Tree, GAM, and Fanti. They also have workbooks in mathematics and science. For preschool textbooks, that is KG 1 and 2, you would get numeracy, literacy, our world, our people, creative arts, phonics, 2, 3, and 4-letter words, color fun with writing, my early writing, and picture reading and coloring. For preschool textbooks, that is nursery 1 and 2, you would get numeracy, literacy, my early writings, and phonics for nursery. For JHS, they are not left out. So you would have textbooks for JHS mathematics for basic 7, 8, and 9 combined. JHS integrated science for basic 7, 8, and 9 also combined. English language for basic 7, 8, and 9. And then JHS career technology for 7, 8, and 9 combined. JHS creative arts for basic 7, 8, and 9. And then social studies, religious and moral education, and French, all for basic 7, 8, and 9, which is combined. They have past questions for all subjects, you can get your past questions on an Android phone if you buy the past questions book from Best Brain Publication Limited. The head office of Best Brain Publication Limited is in Kumasi on the Kumasi Pankrono behind the La Posada Hotel. You can also reach them on 050-7200 or 0241-520-946. For those in Takoradi, you can reach Best Brain Publication Limited in Asakai, adjacent the Diascan Center. You can also call them on 050-9822-398. In Accra, they can be located at Adenta Frafraha behind the Presbyterian Church. You can also reach them on 050-9822-399. In Ho, you can reach Best Brain Publication Limited at the Barracks New Town. And then you can also call them on 053-649-209. In Tamale, they are located behind the Islamic Senior High School. You can contact them on 050-9822-372. To our scores. Contestants at the end of round 1. This is how well you did. Western Command Basic School, 11 points. Domama DA Basic School, 14 points. St. Anthony of Padua JHS, 31 points. Before we start round 2, Western Command Basic School would want to effect a substitution. Sylvana, thanks for being here. Sylvana's position will be taken by Ransford Educhum. So a round of applause to Sylvana. Ransford will take her position. Round 2. Contestants, in this round, it will come to you in 3 parts. The first part, you would answer questions thrown to you, and you have 30 seconds, unless otherwise stated, to give an answer. In the second part, it will take the form like we previously did in round 1, toss in. So questions will be thrown to you simultaneously, and you battle to be the first to ring and answer. The third part is the practical round. That is the DEST practical round. We will test your understanding of the theories you learn in class. That's the science theories you learn in class. I wish you all the best. Round 2, I will start with St. Anthony of Padua Catholic JHS. But a preamble to all schools. Preamble. For the given symbol of unit, name the quantity associated with it. Did you get a preamble? Yours. St. Anthony of Padua, kg.
Mass.
Mass is correct. Domama DA Basic School. Capital A or A.
Electric current.
That is correct. Western Command Basic, CD. Small letter, CD.
Luminous intensity.
Luminous intensity is correct. A preamble to all schools. Preamble. Give the sources of the following digestive enzymes. Give the sources of the following digestive enzymes. Yours, Anthony of Padua, trypsin or trypsin.
The pancreas.
I would accept that. Domama DA Basic School. Pepsin and renin.
Gastric juice.
Gastric juice is correct. Western Command Basic School. Lipase or lipas.
Small intestine.
No. For a bonus, Domama DA Basic.
Pancreatic juice.
Pancreatic juice is correct. For the next set, 30 seconds. What is St. Anthony of Padua? What is the equivalence of 5 meters in centimeters?
0.05 centimeters.
No, for a bonus.
500 centimeters.
500 centimeters is correct. Yours, Domama DA Basic School. A stone is weighing 2.5 kilograms on a balance. What is the equivalence of the mass in grams?
25,000 grams.
That is incorrect. Western Command Basic.
2,500 grams.
2,500 grams. Your main question. What is the equivalence of 15 kg of energy in joule?
150 joules.
150
joules.
That is incorrect. Yes, Domama DA Basic School.
15,000 joules.
That is correct. Yours, St. Anthony of Padua. Name an element on the periodic table which has only S, that is capital S, as its symbol. No, it's a major question. Go ahead.
Xenon. Xenon.
No.
Sulfur.
Domama rank first. Domama rank first.
Sulfur.
Sulfur is correct. Domama DA Basic School. Name an element on the periodic table which has K, that is capital K, as its symbol.
Potassium.
That is correct. Western Command Basic School. Name an element on the periodic table that has P as its symbol.
Phosphorus.
That is correct. So for this, I won't pass it, or it's not transferable. When I come to you, you give me one property each of an acid. Don't give more than one. One property each of an acid. St. Anthony of Padua.
Acids are sour in taste.
That is correct. Domama DA Basic School.
Acid 10 blue litmus paper red.
That is correct. Western Command Basic.
Acids have pH of less than 7.
Acids have
pH of less than 7.
That is correct. For the next set, you would compete to be the first to answer by ringing your bell. What name is given to the lightest element on the periodic table? Anthony of Padua.
Hydrogen.
That is correct. A gas is produced when glucose is oxidized. Yes, Western.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide is correct. The organic part of the soil has a name. What name is it? Anthony of Padua.
Humus.
That is correct. And that brings us to the end of the second part of the science round. We would move to the Dex Technologies scientist round or practical round. So contestants, take a breather. We'll go for a commercial break. When we come back, we would have our practical test and then the related questions to read.
What are the best private schools in Ghana? Well, one thing is for sure. The best schools pay attention to practical science education. Over the years, Dex Technology Limited has been the official science equipment provider for Ghana's best international and local private schools. Our award-winning science set is designed to provide every material needed for science experiments while enabling a superior, personalized learning experience for students. How is science taught at your school? Contact Dex Technology on 0246 310 704 to find out how we can help you to provide 21st century science education. Visit www.thescienceset.com today to see our list of Ghana's best private schools. Dex Technology Limited. Practical science is now practical.
You are welcome from the commercial break. Our contestants are fired up. They are ready for the practical round. The Dex Technology Limited practical round is proudly sponsored by Dex Technology Limited. What are the best private schools in Ghana? Well, one thing is for sure. The best schools pay attention to practical science education. Over the years, Dex Technology Limited has been the official science equipment provider for Ghana's best schools. Our award-winning science set is designed to provide every material needed for science experiments while enabling a superior personalized learning experience for students. How is science taught at your school? Contact Dex Technology at 0245 407628 to find out how you can be helped to provide 21st century science education. You can also visit Dex Technology Limited online on www.thescienceset.com today to see the list of Ghana's best schools. Contestants, turn over your sheets. Let's go through the question together. For this practical round, you would have 15 minutes to complete the task. Successful completion of the task will earn you 10 points. There are related questions to the task. You will earn 10 points in total. Let's go through the question. Preamble. The science teacher of Dompe MA Junior High School wants to teach his students the concept of clouds formation in the class, but lacks the relevant teaching and learning resources to facilitate the lesson. Task. With the available materials and by the application of known concepts and procedures, make clouds in a plastic bottle to aid the teacher to facilitate the lesson with ease. The related task questions. 1. What two principles were applied in the task above to form the clouds in the bottle? In nature, what does the following materials represent? Plastic bottle, alcohol particles in the hand sanitizer. 3. Briefly describe how clouds are formed in nature. Contestants, you have 15 minutes to perform the task and answer the related questions. All the best. Start work. Welcome back from the commercial break. Our contestants have been evaluated in the Dex Technology Limited practical round. They were supposed, with available materials, to make clouds in a plastic bottle to aid a teacher of Dumpe MA Junior High School, to teach his students the concept of cloud formation. After that, they were asked to answer related questions to the task that they performed. So basically, like has been mentioned, they were to show how clouds are formed, and the expected answer from the consultant was this. It says the sun shines on water bodies, and through evaporation, liquid water turns into water vapor and moves into the atmosphere. High up in the skies, the vapor cools down through condensation. The condensed water droplets get clinched to each other by help of some particles in the atmosphere, such as smoke, dust, bacteria, and other gases, to form the condensation nuclei. This coagulation of the tiny water droplets leads to the formation of clouds. Note that not all clouds are rain clouds. So all of this, they were to practicalize it with the materials they were given. For the related questions, the first one, they were to state two principles which were applied in the task that they performed. And the two principles, if they mention any of these, evaporation, condensation, coagulation, pressure, temperature difference, and volume, I would give them the full 2 marks. The next question was, in nature, what does the following materials represent? 1, the plastic bottle. B, alcohol particles. So the plastic bottle represents the atmosphere. If they successfully provided that, together with the hand sanitizer, which represents the condensation nuclei, 4 points. And then earlier, I went through a description of how clouds are formed. If they were able to do that, 4 points. Let's go through the solution as done by the contestants. St. Anthony of Padua Basic School, the related task, they were unable to go through successfully. So they have 4 out of 10 points. And then the questions, they had the first one correct, and then the second one, what the water bottle stands for, they had it correct. The stated sky or the atmosphere. So they have 4 marks for those. So total, St. Anthony of Padua GHS came up with 11. And then the explanation, they had 3 out of 4. Briefly describing how clouds are formed. They had 3 out of 4. So total, 11/20 for St. Anthony of Padua. Western Command Basic School. The related task, they had 8 out of 10. So they almost had a perfect score there. And then the questions. The first one, they answered pressure. They gave pressure. They were unable to give the answer to the next. So they have 1 point there. They stated correctly what the plastic bottle stands for. That's the atmosphere, 2 points. The hand sanitizer, they didn't give a good answer for that. They said alcohol particles in the hand sanitizer is equal to water. That is not the answer. And then the description of how clouds are formed, they got 1 out of 4. They said clouds are formed when water droplets in the atmosphere condense and accumulate. If you compare to what I had read earlier, it was only fair that they had 1 point. So total, 12/20. 12/20. Domama DA Basic School. Related task, 10/10. First part of the related questions, they had everything there. So condensation and evaporation, 2 marks. Plastic bottle, they said atmosphere, 2 marks. But the hand sanitizer, they mentioned water bottle, which is not the case. And then the description, They said clouds are formed when water changes into vapor and go into the atmosphere, which is correct. The water vapor condenses and changes into liquid. So when the water vapor changes into liquid, then the clouds will be formed. Compared to what I had read earlier, 2 out of 4. So they had a total of 16 over 20. Very well done, contestants. At the end of round 2, this is how our schools performed. Western Command Basic School, 26 points. Domama DA Basic School, 31 points. St. Anthony of Padua, 35 points. So after 2 rounds, Western Command Basic School, 37 points. Domama DA Basic School, 45 points. St. Anthony of Padua, JHS, 66 points. Before we start round 3, Domama Basic School and St. Anthony of Padua, JHS, would want to effect a substitution. First, Domama Basic School, Gregory Barcon would leave, and Jehoshaphat, is that correct? He would come. He will replace him, Jehoshaphat. St. Anthony of Padua, College, JHS, would also want to effect a substitution. Johanna Fati Wilson, thanks for being here. Augustine will take his position. Augustine. Contestants, in this round, all questions to be attempted once only. For a major question, 30 seconds. For a bonus, you would have 10 seconds to give an answer. And then toss-in question, if it's a calculation question, once I finish reading, 30 seconds to give an answer. Unless otherwise stated. Preamble. Simplify. Simplify. Yours, Domama DA Basic School. Square root of 18 minus 3 times square root of 2 plus square root of 8. No, it's your own question.
2 root 2.
2 root 2 is correct. Please, for your own question, don't ring a bell. Western Command Basic. 5 times square root of 27 plus 2 times square root of 12 minus 5 times square root of 3. Yes, Paul.
14 root 3.
14 root 3 is correct. Anthony of Padua. 2 root 50 minus square root of 32 plus 7 root 2, or 7 times square root of 2. Yes, Augustine.
13 root 2.
13 root 2 is correct. So a preamble to all schools. Preamble. Find the volume of a cylinder. Leave your answer in terms of pi. Find the volume of a cylinder. Leave your answer in terms of pi. Yours, Domama DA Basic School. Find the volume of a cylinder with height 5 centimeters and radius 6 centimeters.
180 pi centimeter cube.
That is correct. Western Command Basic School. Yours, the height is 7 centimeters, radius 5 centimeters. Yes, Paul.
175 pi cubic centimeters.
That is correct. Anthony of Padua, yours. Height 5 centimeters, radius 8 centimeters. Yes, Augustine.
320 pi centimeter cube.
That is correct. For the next set of questions, you need only 10 seconds to answer. It is not transferable unless a school is unable to give an answer within the 10 seconds. You either tell me whether the statement I make is true or false. Yours, Domama DA Basic School. The number 297 is divisible by 3.
False.
No, it's a true statement. Yours, Western Command Basic School. The number 563 is divisible by 3.
False.
That is correct. St. Anthony of Padua. The number 117 is divisible by 3.
True.
That is correct. Domama DA Basic School. The diagonals of a rectangle bisect each other.
True.
Into the microphone.
True.
That is correct. Western Command Basic School. The diagonals of a trapezium bisect each other.
True.
No, it's a false statement. St. Anthony of Padua. The diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other.
True.
Correct. Toss in. So we'll throw the questions to you simultaneously. The first school ready with the answer rings for it. Remember, if you ring, your answer must be ready. We will count you down in 3 seconds. If you delay without providing an answer, you'll be bailed out. You'll be deemed to have attempted the question. The first one. Simplify a plus 3b over 5 plus 2a over 3. Domama DA Basic School.
13a plus 9b over 15.
13a plus 9b
on 15.
That is correct. The next one. Simplify 3a minus 4b in one bracket exponent 2. Anthony of Padua.
9a.
Oh, go on.
9a squared minus 24ab plus 16b squared.
That is correct. The last question for this round. It is a riddle. You can stop me at any time if you have an answer to the riddle. I am an irrational number. I have a conjugate. My product with my conjugate gives a rational number. An example of me is Western Command Basic.
Said.
A said is correct. And that brings us to the end of round 3. We'll go for a commercial break. When we come back, it will be the Best Brain Publications Power Round.
Best Brain Publication is an educational publishing firm with an in-depth knowledge in the new standard-based curriculum. We deliver quality content by investing in authorial skills and editorial refinement. Our team of experts have meticulously developed books in all subject areas.
Yes, I did it! Juju, how did you do it?
I used the best way book
to connect the computer. Oh, that's my ball!
All our books rest on 6 broad core skills: creativity and imagination, student leadership, citizenship, critical thinking and problem solving, digital literacy, collaboration and communication. For preschool, we have literacy, numeracy, phonics and writing. For kindergarten, we have literacy, numeracy, our world and our people, creative arts, phonics, writing and picture reading. For basic 1 to 6, we have mathematics, science, English, our world and our people, computing, history, religious and moral education, creative arts, Asante Chi and Equiapim Chi. For basic 7, 8 and 9, we have mathematics, science, religious and moral education, social studies, creative arts, career technology and computing. And we also have questions and answers for all subjects. We have provided links and QR codes under the various topics in our books to link to the world and find out what other people are also learning. Contact us on 0507 200 200. Best Brain Publication. Tomorrow's education today.
So this is the Best Brain Publication Limited Power Round. And my outfit proudly provided by Isaiah Fashion using Best Brain Publication Limited logos to sew. So I'm looking very handsome. They say if the lizard falls from the Iroquois tree and no one praises it, it praises itself. So thanks to Isaiah Fashion, I'm looking so well here, and thanks to Best Brain Publication Limited, we are bringing you the power round. Domama DA Basic School. So if you have an answer to a question, clearly speak into the microphone. If not, tell me to skip. If we go through all questions and you still have time within the 120 seconds, we can come back to those questions you were unable to answer. Ready? Who was the Speaker of Parliament from 7th January 2001 to 6th January 2005?
Pass.
What is the name of the immediate past Inspector General of Police?
Opera Dampare.
Correct. Which dam in Ghana was built between 1961 and 1965?
Pass.
In which year was the Christianborg Castle built?
Pass.
In which year was the Gold Coast Aborigines Rights Protection Society formed?
1471.
No. Which sustainable development goal targets zero hunger?
Pass.
What is the full meaning of Shraj?
Pass.
What is the name of the first special prosecutor in Ghana?
Pass. Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice.
Correct. What is the name of the first special prosecutor in Ghana?
Pass.
In which year did the first person walk on the moon?
Neil Armstrong. 1941.
Not 1941.
1914.
Not 1914. What is the name of the largest living animal?
Blue whale.
That is correct. In which year did the first person walk on the moon?
1912.
No. Who was the Speaker of Parliament from 7th January 2001 to 6th January 2005?
Osman Mbakme.
No. Which dam in Ghana was built between 1961 and 1965?
Come again.
Which dam was built between 1961 and 1965?
B Dam.
No, not Bui Dam. In which year was the Christianborg Castle built?
1471.
No. In which year was... So you had 3 questions answered correctly. St. Anthony of Padua, you are next. Western Naval Command. Are you ready? Same rules. Who was the Speaker of Parliament from 7th January 2009 to 6th January 2013?
Mrs. Georgina Wood.
No, not Georgina Wood. In which year did Dr. George Akufu Dampare become Inspector General of Police?
2016.
No. Which thermal plant in Ghana became operational in 1997?
Abuazi Thermal Plant.
Correct. In which year was the Elmina Castle built?
1478.
No. In which year was the National Congress of British West Africa formed?
1441.
No. Which sustainable development goal targets gender equality?
3.
No. What is the full meaning of CID?
Criminal Investigations Department.
Correct. What is the name of the former finance minister declared as a fugitive by the OSP?
Ken Oforiatta.
Correct. Where does the first person who stepped on the moon come from?
USA.
Correct. What is the name of the fastest land animal?
Cheetah.
Correct. Who was the Speaker of Parliament from 7th January 2009 to 6th January 2013?
Mrs. Pass.
In which year did Dr. George Akufu Dampare become Inspector General of Police?
2019.
No. In which year was the Elmina Castle built?
1561.
No. In which year was the National Congress of British West
Skip.
Africa?
Skip.
Which sustainable development goal targets gender equality?
Skip.
Who was the Speaker of Parliament from 7th January 2009 to 6th January 2013?
Edward Do Ajao.
No. In which year did George Akufu Dampare become Inspector General of Police?
2021.
2021 is correct. 6. Saint Anthony of Padua. Same rules. Who was the Speaker of Parliament from 7th January 2005 to 6th January 2009?
Skip.
What is the name of the current Inspector General of Police?
Dan Parry.
No. Which dam was built between 2009 and 2013?
Akosombo Dam.
No. In which year was the Cape Coast Castle built?
Skip.
In which year was the Fanti Confederation formed?
Skip.
Which sustainable development goal targets quality education?
Skip.
What is the full meaning of DOPSU?
Domestic Violence and Victim Support Units.
Correct. Who is the current special prosecutor?
Skip.
What is the name of the first person to step on the moon?
Neil Armstrong.
Correct. What is the name of the smallest bird alive?
Skip.
Who was the Speaker of Parliament from 7th January 2005 to 6th January 2009?
Skip.
What is the name of the smallest bird alive?
Hummingbird.
Hummingbird is correct. What is the name of the current Inspector General of Police?
Christian Yohunu.
Christine Tete Yohunu is correct. In which year was this dam built? 2009, 2013. This dam was built in 2009 to 2013. Which dam was that?
The Bui Dam.
The Bui Dam is correct. In which year was the Cape Coast Castle built?
1482. 1482.
No. In which year was the Fanti Confederation formed?
Skip.
What is the sustainable development goal that targets quality education?
Skip.
Who is the current special prosecutor?
Skip.
What is the name of the current special prosecutor? The name of the Speaker of Parliament from 7th January 2005 to 6th January 2009?
Ms. Georgina Tiriwadi.
No. 5. So, the Speaker of Parliament from 7th January 2005 Right Honorable Ebenezer Sechi Hughes. Cape Coast Castle, 1662. Fanti Confederation, 1868. The Sustainable Development Goal that targets quality education, Goal 4. Mr. Kisie Jabin is the current special prosecutor. The Speaker of Parliament from 7 January 2009 to 6 January 2013, Right Honorable Joyce Adeline Bamfo Addo. Elmina Castle, 1482. The National Congress of British West Africa, 1920. Sustainable Development Goal 5 is the one that targets gender equality. So those were the answers to questions we didn't get. Mr. Peter Alajete was the Speaker of Parliament from 7 January 2009. The Akosombo Dam, 1961 to 1965. The Christian Bock Castle, 1660. Gold Coast Aborigines Rights Protection Society, 1897. Goal 2, target zero hunger. And then the first person to walk on the moon, the year, it was 1969. The first special prosecutor was Mr. Martin Alamisi Kaiser Amidu. So that brings us to the end of round 4 and the end of the contest. We'll take the results and then see which school progressed to the semi-final. So at the end of round 4, Domama DA Basic School had 6 points. St. Anthony of Padua, College JHS, 10 points. Western Command Basic School, 12 points. So at the end of the contest, Domama DA Basic School, 65 points. Western Command Basic School, 69 points. St. Anthony of Padua Basic School, 118 points. St. Anthony of Padua Basic School, congratulations, you've booked your ticket to the semi-finals. Western Command Basic School, you may have to wait a while for us to see whether the next contest you will beat the score of the other losing schools. If you do, you would have another opportunity to try your luck on booking a position in the semi-final. So this is where time will permit for us to bring the curtains down on this contest in the 2025 edition of the Connect Western Best Brains, which is proudly sponsored or powered by Best Brain Publications Limited. My name is Albert Abebio. I have been your quiz master. Thank you.